The story begins on a bright afternoon at the Junior Beast Taming School. In a specific room, a professor informed the students about the Beast Master exam happening in less than a week. As per the professor, tomorrow would also be the day of the Beast Master qualification assessment. He was expecting that all the students had already contracted their first beast, so he told them to surely get plenty of rest and prepare thoroughly. After the class was dismissed, students were talking about the coming Beast Master qualification assessment. Some were nervous, thinking that it is very difficult to become an apprentice Beast Master with their current abilities. There was also a confident guy proclaiming that his goal was the Beast Master Academy in Ninjiang City. Another guy was in fear, knowing that he could only be an ordinary person for the rest of his life if he could not pass the apprentice Beast Master exam. Right now, our main protagonist, Linze, was just silent, looking out the window. Of course, he was also thinking about the assessment, but he was hopeless since he's only a time traveler. Just a week ago, he traveled through time and space to this current body. Through the memories that this body carries, it also became clear to him what kind of world he was. Hundreds of years ago, during the catastrophe, countless ferocious beasts emerged from dimensional rifts, hunting and slaughtering humanity, causing a lot of suffering to everyone. Humanity fought back. In the beast of the brutal war, they gradually figured out the techniques to tame the ferocious beasts and control them to fight. The Beastmaster profession was born from this, stepping into the world stage. In this era of beast taming, beast tamers have naturally become symbols of status and rank. It can be said that as long as you become a beast master, it would mean entering the elite class of society. For the young people in this world, the biggest dream is to become a powerful spirit master. In this world, all young people who are 18 years or older can contract their first beast. The higher the strength of the soul, the higher the level limit of the pet beast that can be contracted. However, MC believes that all this has nothing to do with him because the original owner of his body, before he traveled through time, had already contracted their first beast. And the beast he contracted is only a snowball that's harmless to humans and animals and can only act cute. MC was so upset knowing that not only is this snowball not lethal at all, but it also can evolve. Because of this, he was hoping he could just be an ordinary person and live a mediocre life. He felt envious of those people who traveled through time, either had gold fingers, or were so powerful that they could destroy the world. While thinking, a guy suddenly holds his shoulder and teases him to become an ordinary worker instead of becoming a beast master, so he doesn't need to go out and take risks. This bully and his friends laughed so loud, and the fat man behind added that it doesn't matter if Linze won't become a beast master. He even advises Linze to take his little snowball to sell ice cream at the entrance of the mall. Of course, Linze was annoyed at them, but he just let it slide and ignored them. Surprisingly, a system window appeared out of nowhere, saying that this system had finished charging and activation will start sooner. After just a few seconds, the activation was completely successful, and the window notified that the achievement system had officially launched. Linze was speechless. It's been so long since he traveled to this world, but the system hasn't appeared yet, and he concludes that it may be because it's being recharged. Holy shit, this heavenly sound is so good. My golden finger is finally here. He screamed with excitement. The system window showed Linze's information. His current physique points are only 1.0, and his spirit points are only 0.8. His current level is none with 80/80 spirit power, no spirit technique, a little snowball as his pet, and no achievement points. As per the system, the physical and spiritual attributes of an ordinary adult male are 1. Linze was so happy while staring at the system. According to the system, achievement points and bonus items are awarded for completing achievements. Linze checked his snowball's information, and he discovered it has ice attributes, but currently rank 1 stage 1. His snowball has a 23.48% growth rate with cold air breath skill, and this can increase growth through fighting or eating items rich in energy. When growth reaches 100%, evolution will be triggered. After evolution, the pet's strength level will be greatly improved. Linze was surprised to learn that his snowball could evolve. As what he remembered, his pet cannot evolve, but he recalled the information of the optional evolution route. There are 2 options. First is the giant route, an evolutionary method that strengthens melee combat capabilities, focuses on improving physical fitness and strength, and weakens ability to control ice elements. The next evolutionary form is the snow monster, which can evolve up RO rank 5. The second option is the Queen route, an evolutionary method that strengthens the Ice element affinity talent, focuses on improving spellcasting ability, and weakens melee attributes. The next evolutionary form is the Ice Crystal Spirit, which can evolve up to the King rank. Linze was sure that his Snowball clearly couldn't evolve, so he was thinking that the two options mentioned might be a hidden evolutionary rank. If we put it this way, then there's no need to set up a stall to sell ice cream. Can I become a Beastmaster? He uttered. He knew this could make him become a strong Beastmaster, as he now discovered that there is an option of a Queen route that can evolve up to the King rank. It was said that the next evolutionary form in the Queen route option is the Ice Crystal Spirit, but of course, it has some conditions which are a 100% growth rate, 20 times low-level Ice element, and 1 Spirit Jade. Linze decided to try using achievement points to upgrade his little Snowball. Linze had 3 missions, but he only completed one. That is to successfully contract the first beast in his life. Since he completed this mission, he received 1 achievement point and 1 spirit crystal. Other than this mission, there is also a so-called Apprentice Beastmaster. Linze should pass the Apprentice Beastmaster qualification assessment and complete the first baptism. Attaining achievement will give him 200 achievement points and 1 spirit crystal. Lastly, the enrollment which Linze should successfully obtain admission notice from any Beastmaster Academy. Attaining achievement of this mission will give him 300 achievement points, 1 spirit crystal, and 1 strength crystal. Linze immediately slimed the additional 100 achievement points and 1 spirit crystal. He then used his achievement points trying to level up his pet. After a few seconds, the evolution was successful. Linze's pet is now ranked 1 stage 2 with a 100% growth rate. Linze consumed 77 achievement points, so he only had 23 achievement points left. He was carrying his pet, and he was very happy that it really evolved using the points he had. However, his smile disappeared as he was disappointed when he noticed the dazzling special effect only happens for a while. He then reminded himself that his pet is still classified as an F-class pet beast and really can't be considered an injustice. He then suddenly realizes that he still has to prepare the Ice Element Essence and Spirit Jade, so he can continue his pet's evolution. He knew that most people would never think that a little Snowball would need 20 Ice Element Essences and 1 Spirit Jade to advance, as these things aren't cheap. Linze then decided to get some money, so he could buy some evolutionary materials. While leaving, the bullies still mocked him, but this time, he looked back at them and replied, "Little guy, don't pay attention to this rubbish. Tomorrow's qualification assessment for Beast Masters will be up to you." The leader's bully was so mad calling him trash and commanding him to repeat his words. Linze was aware that this guy is from the Jiang family, which is the second largest family in Jiangning City. For now, he knows he cannot go head-to-head with this guy, but he believes the perfect time will come. Who is trash? We'll see in the results of the Beastmaster final exam, he confidently said. The bullies laughed so loud and teased Linze that he wouldn't pass the examination because of his trash beast. A lady suddenly came, calling the bullies' leader in the name Jiang Hao, and told him not to go far belittling others. It turns out to be Miss Guan. Good. I'm not going too far. I'm afraid of this garbage. Jiang Hao replied with crossed arms. After him, the fat man added, I really don't know why Miss Guan likes this garbage. It's better to follow our brother Hao. Linze continued to walk away while calling the lady by her name, Aining, and told her there was no need to argue with the guys, as he believed these 3 would naturally understand sooner. He also told the lady that he should go home by herself first since he had to go to the pet store. Meanwhile, Linze went back home. As he headed to his house building, he complained about the expensive materials needed for evolution. He cannot believe that all of his savings for months were spent in one fell swoop. As he was about to enter, Aining came and informed him that he was invited by her mother to their house for dinner later. Linze accepted the invitation, which made the lady happy. She suddenly felt shy and said, Brother Linze, tomorrow's Beastmaster qualification assessment. Will you go with me? She was thrilled the moment she heard Linze say yes. She then cheered Linze to give those bullies a good face. Of course, leave it to me, Linze said. The lady then waved goodbye while telling him to take good care. Linze went inside his house and sat on the couch while carrying the Ice Element Essence. According to him, both Ice Element Essence and Spirit Jade are so expensive, and he knew that sooner Once his pet level up, it would cost more money. He then threw the essence to the Snowball and permitted it to eat and evolve. The Snowball was so happy swallowing it. It burped loudly while Linze was staring at it, wondering if this pet would really evolve. A glowing light emerged. Linze saw a hand and legs growing into his pet. A head also grew. It turned out it evolved into a little girl. Her eyes shine. She was standing in front of Linze. She had small horns, and she was floating while the smoke surrounded her. As per the system, this pet is now called Ice Crystal Spirit. It is now ranked 2 Stage 2 with a 0% growth rate. Her skills are Icicle and Extreme Cold Domain. Her next evolutionary form is the Snow Maiden, and to achieve this evolution, the pet must meet the conditions which are to have a 100% growth rate, 20 times intermediate ice elemental essence, and 1 heart of ice and snow. Upon seeing the fresh evolved pet of Linze, he smiled and uttered, "Evolution succeeded. Ice Crystal Spirit." He was surprised by the fact that his pet actually improved by 1 whole level. Currently, as a senior high school student at Pingho No. 1 Middle School, the average strength of a pet beast is between the 3rd and 5th stages of rank. Unexpectedly, Linze has reached rank 2 directly. He carried his pet, and he felt so cold. Just getting close to it makes him feel so cold. He also noticed that it seemed the strength of the Snowball had improved even more than he imagined. The system then notified that his first evolution had been achieved, so he received 100 achievement points and 1 strength crystal. He was grateful for the system prompt for pointing out the materials for his little Snowball's evolution, knowing that if it's not because of it, no one would have fed such a weak pet beast with such materials. He then extracted a spirit crystal and a strength crystal, believing that these items were the right bet for himself. The spirit crystals can increase spiritual strength, and spiritual strength determines the number and level of contracted pets, while the strength crystals directly increase physical fitness. Linze then swallowed both items, and his eyes rounded the moment he felt something. An azure light surrounds his body, and together with this is the system's notification that his physique increased from 1 to 2. His spirit also increased from 0.8 to 1.8, while his spirit power increased from 80 to 180. In addition, his current achievement points are a total of 123 points. After the changes, Linze suddenly punches the wall while thinking that he can no longer feel the cold, and he feels a steady stream of strength coming out of him. He managed to damage the wall in just 1 punch. He was satisfied, since it's always good for everyone to be physically strong, despite that there is no need to personally participate in the battles. In case of danger, the ability to survive can also be greatly improved as long as he has the strength. Right now, Linze's pet suddenly rapped on his leg. As he looked at his pet, he then decided to go all in and use all of his achievement points. He consumed all of his achievement points, which helped the Snowball to level up to rank 2 stage with a 24% growth rate. Linze then smiled as he became more confident that tomorrow's advanced association would be surprised during the evaluation. The next day, Linze went to school very early together with Aining. While walking, the lady stretched her arms while asking Linze if he was ready for the assessment. Linze then replied of course, and proclaimed that he needed to obtain the Beastmaster qualification today. Aining was glad to see him become more motivated, and she knew that if Linze was still the same as before, who was hopeless, he might not participate in the assessment. Linze then replied, "People will always change." Along the way, there were female students who knew Aining, and one of them said, "Why does she always like to be with that loser?" The other girl then responded that no one knew, and he heard Jo Hong from No. 1 Middle School confess love to Aining, but was rejected. They didn't know that Guan Ning was only Linze's cousin. Aining was also a genius in Pinghai No. 1 Middle School and has many admirers and jealous people, but she doesn't seem to care about anyone else. "Brother, do you really plan to use a little Snowball to participate in the qualification assessment?" Aining asked. Linze replied yes, and told her not to underestimate his pet. The lady then rapped his head and excitedly invited him to celebrate together once they passed the assessment today. She mentioned there was a store that she had wanted to visit for so long, and he wanted to go there with Linze. Linze checked was positioned at the chest of the lady, and he didn't know how to react at all. 2 students suddenly blocked their way. These students were cousins, and the lady was accusing Aining of stealing her boyfriend. "Who are you? Who's your boyfriend?" Aining asked. The girl then angrily replied that her boyfriend was Jo Hong. Aining then said, "Oh, It's that hooligan? Forgotten love. Sorry, I'm not interested in him. He confessed to me, but I rejected him. Still, the other girl won't believe her and even says that Aining seduced Jo Hong. Aining ignored her and pulled Linze to leave as she didn't want to explain too much to anyone. However, the brother of the lady pulled her shoulder and told her that he hadn't permitted her yet to leave. Since you messed with my cousin, don't blame me for being rude, he added. Aining was mad. She told the guy to let go of her, and the guy was shocked with her being fearless. The guy extended his arm, intending to hit Aining, but before his fist landed on the lady, Linze surprisingly stopped him. Aining was speechless upon seeing it. The other lady was also dumbfounded, but a part of her thought that her brother-cousin was just playing around with the known useless guy in their school. Do you want to be the hero who saves the beauty? Why don't you consider yourself first? The guy uttered. Linze was staring madly at him and pushed him away without any words. The guy flew away and slammed into the wall behind his cousin. Linze walked toward him and said, I'm her brother. If you need something, just ask me. The guy grits his teeth out of anger. Aining at the same time realizes that her cousin Linze turns out to be very good at fighting. Linze at this moment was clenching his fist in satisfaction, as he never expected that his strength would be so great after he strengthened his physique. Shockingly, the guy was challenged by the strength Linze had, so he decided to rise while telling Linze not to blame him to react. An azure light appeared on his hand. This light became brighter. Linze and Aining stare at it. It turned out that the guy summoned his pet, a rank 2 stage 1 ghost wolf. Huh, just 2 high school students. You still want to compete with my rank 2 ghost wolf. Aining is still looking at the wolf. She was worried, thinking that the chance of winning against this beast was very small even if she had the confidence, since her pet beast was only at rank 1 stage 7. But in the end, she still decided to summon her beast as she thought there was no other option. While in the process, she noticed Linze was doing something. She then concludes that Linze wanted to use his little Snowball to fight. If there is any chance of an injury, it will affect your qualification assessment. Just leave it to me, Linze said. The girl on the other side was laughing as she thought Linze was joking around. She then proclaimed how someone with the worst qualifications from Pinghai No. 1 middle school said such big words. She then asked her cousin to teach Linze a lesson, and her cousin then started to command the wolf. Linze then summoned his pet, and a blinding light emerged while the wolf was charging at him. A blow of cold wind was felt by the wolf. He was blocked by the ice Linze's pet casts. Snowball was standing on the ground with an activated extreme cold domain ability. Shockingly, the wolf froze. The 2 students were dumbfounded upon seeing it. Aining, on the other hand, was surprised, believing that the little girl in front of them was the little Snowball of Linze. Linze then happily informed her that his little Snowball finally evolved and is now called Ice Crystal Spirit. Right now, the guy was shouting to his wolf, commanding it to make a move. However, Linze's pet destroyed it using the icicle skill. The frozen wolf shattered to pieces. Its owner was in disbelief. He was mad and said, You're a high school student. Your pet beasts only reach up to rank 1 stage 9. How is it possible to instantly kill my rank 2 pet beast? His cousin then asked him what they should do now, and he replied that he never expected Linze to have a rank 2 higher class pet beast. They both decided to leave, but Linze stopped them and told them that he didn't allow them to leave yet. Both were terrified. Linze's pet then casts another icicle ability, which makes the guy forcibly bow at Linze and admit his mistake. Linze then told him he should not apologize to him, but rather to Aining. The guy followed what Linze wanted, and he asked for forgiveness from Aining and promised to teach Jo Hong a lesson. His cousin couldn't believe him asking for an apology, but then he hit her and ordered her to also ask for an apology. Aining then told them to forget what they did and just go away. Linze then touched his pet's head while looking at the 2 students leaving the area. Aining then hugged him and was so proud of him for defeating a rank 2 ghost wolf. She also asked once more if the little Snowball could still evolve, and Linze rubbed his pet's cheek and replied yes. They then hurried and went directly to the Imperial Beast Association. As they arrived, students were staring above. They were speechless since this was the first time they saw the Origin Stone. It is so big, but there were also some who said that there doesn't seem to be anything special about it. At this time, Linze recalled that this was the last qualification assessment for this year, and some people would permanently lose their qualifications as Beastmasters. There will also be some who will successfully enter the Imperial Beast Academy and usher in a new life. And of course, Linze wants to be one of these people. After a few minutes of waiting, the coordinator came and welcomed everyone. According to this guy, when everyone came in, they all received a small bronze medal with the words low, medium, high, and superior. It is the key to entering the Origin Stone realm. He told everyone that they needed to choose the difficulty of the challenge they were about to face. The harder it is, the richer the rewards will be. On the screen at the Origin Stone is the information of each difficulty. First is the low difficulty. After passing this stage, promotion to Apprentice Beastmaster will be granted to the student and will receive 1 additional spirit and an additional 5% growth rate of the designated pet beast. The second difficulty is the medium. The same as the low difficulty, the student will be promoted to Apprentice Beastmaster, but will also receive an additional 2 points of spirit and 1 point physique, plus an additional 10% of the growth rate of designated pet beast. Third difficulty is the high. Apprentice Promise will also be graded by the additional spirit points will be 3 points and 2 points for additional physique. An additional 20% of the growth rate will be given plus an open second pet beast slot. Lastly, the superior difficulty. Students will also be promoted to Apprentice Beastmaster upon completion. An additional 5 points for spirit and 3 points for physique, plus the growth rate would be an additional 30%, and also an open second pet beast slot will be given. Because of the rewards, students felt more excited and considered what difficulty to choose. Aining asked Linze, but before Linze could reply, the coordinator spoke. He advises everyone to combine their own strength and choose the difficulty level that suits them. Aining looked at her medal and chose her difficulty. On the Origin Stone, 46 people decided to choose the low difficulty. 10 people to the medium, 1 person to the high, and surprisingly, there's also 1 to the superior difficulty. The students were laughing that there was someone who chose the superior difficulty, as they never imagined one could pass through this stage. They don't have any idea that the one who chose it was Linze. Linze was calm. He was smiling despite hearing the people around him, saying that the one who chose the superior wouldn't be able to apply for the Imperial Beast Academy this year. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment if you need more of this recap, and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Till next time.